Hey everyone, how's it going? And a couple weeks ago, you'll see I made a video on lighting, linked up here somewhere. I don't know which side it's on yet. But in that video, I just went over quickly how I light my videos and the effect that each of the lights I use has. So as I talked in that video, I usually have a key light, which is here. And I sometimes have a hair light behind me, but I don't have one in this video for the reason that you'll see coming up. So what I just wanted to go over was the effect of lighting and how you can light different scenarios cheaply. So without further ado, roll intro. So you can get some really expensive lights from companies like ARRI, Quasar, and big lighting companies like that. And there are companies who are doing what I'm calling indie lights, so like cheaper ones from companies like Aputure, who are making some really amazing lights. But even that, the 120D is like 700 quid, so that's a little bit too much for me. So the first lights that I bought were these. These are from a company called Neewer. This is what they're calling their CN216 lights. Basically all they are is their little LED panels with this cheap feeling like plastic casing. They come with a cold shoe mount on the bottom and a 1/4 thread. They've got a volume roller. And as well as a volume roller, they've got these little slots at the front where you can drop in some filters that they give you. They give you a plain clear diffuser, give you like an orange to give it like a tungsten feel. So, are these lights any good? So, when you're looking to buy cheap lights, there are a couple of things you want to look out for, and that is brightness, price, and CRI rating, which is a color rendering index. So basically what that says is how accurate that light should recreate the colors that you will see with your own eye. So I think these claim like a CRA of 95, which is pretty good because it's on a scale out of 100. And the other thing that I like about these lights is they're powered either by Sony NPF batteries, which power just about everything, or they're powered by AA batteries. Would I recommend these lights? Probably not. I mean, you can't use them as a key light. They're way too small of a source, so it makes a really, really harsh light. I'm not going to swap out and show you. It's just not nice. But if you're looking for a light to use as like an accent light or a hair light, then sure, go for it. So what I really wanted to do in this video was go over a couple of different lighting scenarios that you can use these in. So I'm going to go over a couple of little lighting setups using only these two panels. So these two panels together cost about, I want to say 40 quid. And you might have to grab some batteries if you don't already have some. So what can you do for 40 quid? So first off, this is what it's like using one of these lights as a key light with no diffusion. So as you saw in the other video, usually I use a big like 5-in-1 reflector diffuser thing. And this is what one of these is like without using any diffusion. The light's on 100% power, so you can see it's really bright. I might have to just I might be a little bit blown out. So that's what it's like with that. I can't really recommend using it like this because I'm sure it doesn't look very good. Look, you can see the light's really harsh. Like if I put here, you can see a really big shadow moving across me. It just doesn't look very nice. So why don't I try diffusing it? So here's what the light looks like diffused. So I'm running it through the diffuser, and I have to say it doesn't actually look that bad. Yeah, it's not quite as bright or as big a source behind the diffuser as my main light, which is a big panel. But running through the diffuser kind of makes it a bigger source. Like it's not very bright, but I'm quite close to it, and it's working pretty well, I'd say. Like, I'd say you could probably use it for this. Now, I know that the light's in frame because I couldn't move it somewhere where I couldn't have it in frame. But as you can see, the light is over here. The light is here, and I'm using it as a hair light, which means it's got this nice bit of light just coming across my shoulder and across the back of my head, and it looks pretty good. I like to use these as hair lights. This is where I personally use them, and I think they work pretty well for that. So yeah, I can definitely recommend using the light as a key light, hair light, if that's what you want to use it for. So we've moved in a little bit closer for this shot for good reason. I've just put the light right in front of me, just underneath the camera, because what I'm trying to do, and I think it's worked, is I've still got this one on as a key light, the first one. The other one I'm using is what's called a catch light or an eye light. So you should be able to see in my eyes, there is a little reflection of the light which is down here. I'm pretty sure that's working. It looks like it is on my monitor. So yeah, you can use it as an eye light. I can't say I've ever done that before, but I've never been in a situation where I've really wanted an eye light before. But if that's what you're looking for, I'd say this works pretty well. It doesn't give like a nice round reflection, which can be quite nice when you're trying to emulate the moon or something. I think it works alright if you're looking just for a little eye light. Do a little comparison turning it on and off just so you can see it appear in my eye. That's off. And and that's on, and you should be able to see it just appear in my eye. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to try a few more kind of unusual, like creative uses for these lights, just so I can show you everything that I can think of and that I can probably do with the gear I've got, but just with these lights. Nothing, no other lights, just these ones. Right, so this is the first thing that I'm trying with these lights. So what I've done is I put one light either side of me. One is just in frame here because I couldn't manage to get it out, and there's one just off to this side, and it gives this kind of like moody double side light effect. You can sometimes see it used in like sports celebrity portraits and stuff. I just think it looks quite cool, and you can definitely do it with these two lights because they're going to match each other in strength and brightness and colour completely, and they're quite small. I've just put one on a light stand either side, and it just gives me this kind of light down each side. It's quite harsh because I'm not putting it through any diffusion at all, but that is the kind of effect that I was going for with these. Okay, so this is the next thing I'm trying with these lights, and you might see me keep looking at the monitor just so I can keep the light behind me, but this is, I'm now backlighting myself. So I've got one light right behind me, I'm going to show you right now. Yeah, it's just one on a stand behind my head, which gives this kind of cool glow around the side of my face, almost like a hair light, but the whole way around and all the time. And I don't have a key light at all. I've just got a piece of, I've just got my diffuser here, which is acting a little bit like a reflector. But it can give you these kind of nice looking flares that come over your shoulder. I wouldn't use it all the time, and I might pair it with a key light sometimes, but I just think it looks kind of cool to have one behind you sometimes. Let me try it with a key light actually. So I've now just added one behind the diffuser as a bit of a key light. It's not on full strength, but it's just giving me this bit of light on my face here, and I've still got one behind me, so I can kind of have these cool flares coming over my shoulder. It's just something kind of a bit different that you can do with these. Yeah. So the last thing which I'm going to try with these lights is using them as accent lights. So they're in the background. I've got the orange gel on one of the lights, and I've got the other one just normal, and it gives me this kind of like teal and orange behind. It gives a nice separation from the background, but unfortunately, since I'm only using these two lights, I don't have a key light on me at all. So they look kind of cool, but let's change that one sec. So I've just added a little bit of a key light. It's the same light I had before, but I haven't got any light stands left. So I'm just kind of propping it up, which is why it looks a little bit flat, but I do quite like the look of having the accent lights behind me. I do think it looks quite cool. I might try it in another video, you know? Maybe that's gonna be part of my new setup. That is all of the quick things that I've just thought of using with these cheap lights. It just shows you don't need to spend a lot of money to get some lighting, and as you saw in the last video, lighting can make such a big difference. So I definitely recommend, if not these, picking up just some cheap lights if you're looking at doing videos like this. I just went over quickly how I usually like videos like this. So with just a key light and then sometimes a hair light. I haven't got a hair light on right now. Just with a key light and a hair light. I haven't got a hair light on right now.